Hi, guys. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Coach V here. Welcome to another Made New Monday, which is a part of our podcast, Transformative Talk with Coach V. You can find the podcast on Apple, Spotify, or Anchor. We have a new episode every Monday where we talk about a brand new topic that we are continuously on this journey to being empowered, inspired, and ultimately transforming our mindset. And so this week we talked about forgiving yourself. We talked about the ways that oftentimes this habit of not forgiving ourselves, we're not taught, it's not something that's encouraged or fostered or nurtured as children, as young people, as teenagers, as young adults. We never was something that was exemplified for us. We never saw it. We may have heard it, but then we may have seen where there was still some backbiting, or we're still talking bad about the person, or whatever the case may be. We know the things that we've seen, and we know the bad habits that we've picked up in the past. And so we know that even though we've been taught that forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for you. That's very true. However, it's important that we learn to forgive ourselves first. Whether we were taught this, whether it was something that was demonstrated for us, we must learn to forgive ourselves. Then it makes it easy for us to forgive others and to seek forgiveness from others, because we have a peace. If I can come to you and offer forgiveness for offending you or hurting your feelings or doing or saying something that may have caused hurt or harm to you, I have had to first forgive myself and walk in forgiveness of myself, knowing that the Father has forgiven me. Now, if you choose not to forgive me, that's between you and God. At the end of the day, I can come and offer it as long as it's sincere, as long as it's genuine, as long as it's authentic. Because sometimes, we can hurt people or offend people and we're not even aware that we did that. And it may be based on their level of maturity, that type of thing. But our biggest thing is to make sure that we're right with God and that we're doing what we're supposed to do in that particular circumstance or situation. And so we have to kind of go back to the beginning and learn to forgive ourselves. First, accepting the fact that God has already forgiven us. He knew we were going to make that bad decision. He knew we were going to make a poor choice. He knew that we were not going to obey him. So he's already paid the price. He's already forgiven us for that thing that we did, the thing that we said. He knew that we were going to disobey him. He knew that we were going to delay our obedience. So we're already forgiven. That does not give us a free pass to keep doing the wrong thing, to keep making bad choices and decisions, to keep sinning, to keep offending people, keep being disrespectful. It doesn't give us the right to do that. That is at the point that we need to turn. We need to repent, and we need to do differently. That is when we start making better choices and better decisions. That's the point of reckoning that we need to come to. We need to learn to let it go. We need to get up and do something different. We can't keep making the same excuses and doing the same things that we've been doing. It means that we need to display some new behaviors. And so the transformative thought this week in this episode that we are talking about forgiving ourselves is this. It says, I walk in forgiveness because I am forgiven. And I offer forgiveness because I am forgiven. God has forgiven us. God doesn't hold it over our head, all the past decisions we made, the dumb things we've done, the careless, reckless, foolish, irresponsible things that we've done. God does not keep record of that. He doesn't bring it up every time. Nope, he doesn't. Those things he has forgotten and he has forgiven. So the same forgiveness that he has offered to us and continues to give to us, we need to offer to other people. One thing that I pointed out in the podcast for this week is, if we stop to think about, what if God kept bringing up the stuff that we did? It's the same thing that we do to other people. And we've got to stop doing that. We've got to stop holding things over people's heads like they owe us. That's a manipulative spirit. And we need to stop that. That is almost bordering on witchcraft. God doesn't do it to us. He is a God of new mercies, new grace each and every day. He has given us unconditional love. He still sees fit to use us all the time. And so we should not be doing that to other people. It was not done to us, so we should not do it to others. We should treat others the way that we desire to be treated. If you want that kind of treatment, then you need to give it. You're going to receive what you give. And so we should be free to give. We should be free to forgive. We should be free to not walk in offense. But we should seek God for wisdom and knowledge and understanding on why that may have taken place, why the case, why this may be the circumstances or the case in this person's particular situation. And maybe if we go to that person and start to talk to them, just be transparent, just be authentic, just be genuine on our part, maybe they will open the door and start to share with us as to why they assumed a certain thing, or they thought a certain thing, or they felt a certain way, or they reacted to what we said or did the way that they did. Because sometimes it can really literally be a genuine misunderstanding. But if we don't take the time to talk to our brother and sister, to go and apologize and seek forgiveness and speak of these things, then we can't get that clarity. And then we don't move on. And what we find is we use that as a justification to dislike the person, to discredit the person, to dishonor the person. But we got to be mindful that the very things that we're doing to that person, we're really doing it to ourselves. So we're dishonoring ourselves. We're discrediting our person. We're ruining our witness. And so we are not credible with that person anymore that we're speaking to, because now they're looking at us like, well, gosh, if she talks about her like that, what is she saying about me behind my back? What does she think of me? And so we need to be careful and start to watch our words, because those things can definitely come back to bite you. And so we've got to learn different skills and tools in the way that we handle things. We need to have a greater capacity. Sometimes we just need to keep our mouth shut. We don't have to give an opinion about everything. We don't have to have something to say about everything. A lot of times that is based on hurt and walking in unforgiveness, because we figure if this person did it, so will everybody else. So nobody gets a fair shot. Nobody has a clean slate. Everybody is guilty till proven innocent. And that's become the way that we treat people, because we treat ourselves like that. The way that we treat others is a true indication and reflection of how we treat other people. If we don't respect ourselves, we're going to show little to no respect for other people. If we're not genuine and authentic with ourselves, if we walk around being arrogant and thinking that we're better than other people, and we got our nose up in the air and we're unapproachable, then that's how we're going to treat other people. And they're going to feel like that with us. And really, it can be rooted in something that happened to us a long time ago. And so I encourage you that as you listen to this episode of the podcast, that you start to think about those things. Think about things that you may even say to yourself. Think about, sometimes we'll say little stuff to ourselves, and we got to realize we're sowing seeds. We'll say stuff like, oh, I'm so stupid, or that was dumb, or I'm so crazy, or, we say that stuff and we say it jokingly, but we're sowing seeds. Those are seeds of doubt. That's negative self-talk. We should not be doing that. Don't say anything at all. If I got to say something, you know what? That's right. I just forgot. That's a mistake on my part. I failed to follow through on this. Just admit it, forgive yourself, and move on. Nobody's perfect. We're not asking for you to be perfect. We're not seeking perfection. We are just desiring to be in pursuit of the things of God every day. We're going to fall short every day. But if I can come and say, you know what, I didn't get that quite right. I missed the mark on this. But God, should you give me another opportunity, I will work harder to make sure that I get it right this time. That's all God is asking us to do. Forgive yourself. He's forgiven you. Move on from it. Don't hold it over your head. Don't hold things that people have done to you over their head like you're punishing them, because really what you think is a punishment to them is punishing you. You are holding yourself back from your own blessings, from your own favor, from opportunities and doors being open, because you're holding a grudge and being petty over here with somebody else. So we've got to get this under control and forgive ourselves starting today. I hope that you will check out this week's episode of my podcast, Transformative Talk with Coach V. Again, you can find it on Spotify, Apple, or Anchor. And I hope that it will just give you a different perspective, and that you will start that road to healing those things that you've maybe carried for such a long time, in not forgiving yourself and then freeing yourself to be able to forgive others for things that may have happened a long time ago. Thanks for joining me for another Made New Monday. Remember, today is a great day to be made new, and I am always, always rooting for you. Until next time.